Hey, hi, ho, and howdy, everybody. My name is Shannon Shugan. Welcome to episode number 41 of, I don't, why did I say, that was wrong on so many levels, because number one, it's 40, which is English, and then there's 41, which would be English, and then, like, say, fuck that language, and go, like, I'm into Spanish now. That's right. I've come out of the whatever the Spanish word for closet is, and now I'm doing this. And then there's but it was said in a really stereotypical Italian accent. That shit was all the way off. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. This is episode number 41 of Katawa Shoujo. As I stated previously, in the previous episode, we went to the 22nd corner with RIN, and she was all like, bitch, here my artwork, take that shit and do some with it. And the lady was like, in time, my child, you will learn the ways of art. I shall teach you, and or you will just live up in my attic and make shit for me. Yes, exploitative. So yeah, that happened, and now we're back at school. I don't know what's happening. I could just read what's on screen, but fuck that. Cause, really quickly, I wanted to say, shout out to the Katawa Shoujo Twitter thing. Cause, like, I'm not really one of those people who always put shit up on Twitter. Like, oh hey, there's this new episode. I've considered doing it more often, but then I also realized that the only people who follow me on Twitter that would care already keep up to date with my videos, so there's probably no point. But I just tried, because I don't know how to use Twitter anyway, so me trying to be all like, to a wider audience, what the fuck do I know? I don't know how to use that shit correctly, but apparently I do, because the Twitter thingamadoo was all like, hey, check this out. No one fucking did it, or, well, I don't think anyone did it. If you did and you're that person, hi you, you're fantastic, what's up? I'm Steve. No, I'm not. I'm lying to you. I'm also wasting, what, 3-4 minutes of this fucking recording so far? Anyway, I just want to say, shout out to them and thanks for that, because that was really cool. I assure you nothing will come of it, but it makes my heart feel like Jell-O that you stuck in the microwave for like 5 seconds. So like, it's not hot, but it's like, it's warm. It's gooey. It's all like, I could get used to this. I don't know where I was going with any of that, but it was cool. Anyway, on to the actual shit that's involved in this fucking episode. RIN applies for, and thanks to Namiya pressuring the principal, I'm sure is granted leave for the rest of the term for exceptional extracurricular activities. She has to make up for it during a long summer vacation, but it seems she doesn't mind. RIN will still be able to eat and sleep at school, of course. She doesn't have to go to classes. I'm not entirely sure if I envy her or not. It makes me feel anxious, somehow. It's the last day of school for RIN. I feel like I should send her off with a word of encouragement, or at least say something. It was sort of true to my influence that she decided to dive headfirst into this, after all. My class ends a good 20 minutes early, so I walk down to the lobby and buy a can of juice. Then sit back down on a bench and wait for RIN. I pull out a novel from my bag and search for the place I was at. Time stretches comfortably over the warm afternoon while I idly sip my orange juice and read a few chapters of the book. The plot doesn't seem to advance at all, but it's all the same for me. The bell rings to end the school day, and students shuffle to club meetings or outside. Nobody notices me sitting on the bench with my nose in the novel. Deep up in there. Smell the fibrous material. I keep watching for RIN, but I don't see her familiar face or red-tinted hair passing by. That's right, she left. She ain't got time for your punk ass. I check my watch 20 minutes past the end of class, and the lobby is all but emptied of people again. Even RIN should have already managed to get out of class, but either I missed her walking by or she never came downstairs. Perhaps she went to the art club room for some last-minute things instead, or got held back by her strict homeroom teacher. I haven't really waited that long, but having grown tired of it already, I decided to go find her myself. I stuff my book back in the bag and throw the now empty juice can in the trash bin, then climb upstairs. The hallway is eerily quiet, so spooky, it's like a Scooby-Doo, as there are no club rooms apart from the art room nearby. I check there first, but not even the teacher's in. Coming back towards the stairwell, I quietly knock on the door of 3-4 and push the door open to peek in. The yellow sunbeams cross the classroom, falling across the floor, the dust and chalk floating slowly in the air to make the light almost palpable. The entire room bathes in the gentle light shining through the windows, washing the shadows away. Only one person is inside the classroom. RIN sits in what I assume is her seat, next to the window of the third row. Her head rests against the desk. I wonder if she slept through it all. Apparently not even Emmy had the heart, or maybe the capability, to wake her up. I close the door quietly, walking past the neat, even rows of desks. I go over to where she sits. RIN? My mouth is suddenly so dry that the word comes out only as a tiny whisper. She doesn't answer, so I... Goddamn. She doesn't answer, so I set my bag down on the floor next to hers and lean over her to look at her face. RIN's eyes are peacefully closed, the long eyelashes projecting thin shadows under her cheeks. Her mouth is slightly open, letting me hear the quiet sound of her breathing. Let me back up a couple steps if you're hearing all that. Her usually messy hair is even more so today, lying in complete disarray over half of her face and forehead. Her bag is lying on her feet like a forgotten rag doll. A few books and pens have fallen out of it near her seat. The scene makes me want to smile a little. I touch RIN's head gently, sweeping a few stray hairs off her ear. Her hair feels warm against my palm. That's a little questionable, going up and fondling someone's head. Like... I was thinking about this the other day. I'm not a very touchy person. I don't ever really do, like, hugs was always a thing, just like, you know what, I'd rather not. I like to express my friendship and happiness through words and peaceful emotions and such. I'd back up. So anyway, there was like that, and then I realized, like, there's some points in my life where I just make weird choices. Like, my social awkwardness really stands out in certain situations. Like, the biggest one I think to, and the one I was thinking about the other day, was back in, it was the end of middle school, because we had a big dance sort of thing, like, hey, you kids are fucking leaving, get out of here, no one likes you, out of here, never come back, go to high school, no one cares. So it was basically that, and then it was cool, everyone set up in the gym, there was music and all that. I didn't fucking do anything. I was salty over something else entirely, which is fucking stupid, but it was par for the course for my high school career, too. My whole of my school... There's a reason I didn't graduate. But anyway, was there, and for whatever reason, a friend of... Well, it wasn't even really a friend of mine, just someone I knew. I was one of those people who just sat up in the, like, bleachers until they just sat and sort of like, fuck all these people, they're over there dancing, having fun, nobody cares, I'm gonna sit over here as my friends are down there, and just, like, occasionally check in with them, but other than that, I just sit up here in the corner, nobody cares, fucking being a kid, man, and fucking being a human being, god damn it. Anyway, but at one point, a friend of mine just, again, not even really a friend of mine, just someone I knew, ends up, like, coming up to the bleachers, and she's all like, hey, man, what's up, how you doing? And I'm like, hey, cool, why the fuck are you here? And very quickly it came out that, like, she was having some fucking, like, emotional troubles of some nature. I think the thing that was the most interesting was it was kind of the same situation I was in at the same time. So it was funny when she was all like, what do I do? Because it was basically like, I think if I remember correctly, she was into someone who was into someone else, and I was like in the same exact situation. She came up like, what should I do? And I'm like, what the fuck would you ask me? Look at me. I'm sitting in the fucking corner of the goddamn gym over here mumbling to myself and just angrily listening to fucking music that is not very easy to get angry at unless you just really hate that kind of music, which admittedly I wasn't the biggest fan of at the time. But anyway, Unlike this music, which is very delicate. Rin, you chilling there? Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep talking. Fucking anyone who joined into fucking these through that shout out are immediately gonna be like, nope, this shit is annoying. But it was really weird because Sheol came over and did that, and I'm trying to be like, well, I don't really know, but it's just like, you just gotta, it's the cheesy shit, like, oh, you just gotta be yourself, you gotta do your thing. Shit that, as cheesy it is, if I just listen to do it myself, maybe I wouldn't have been such an antsy fucking dick. I was such a fucking douchebag earlier in my life. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the greatest now, but they're fucking nowhere near as bad as I used to be. Fucking hate old me. I just mildly loathe new me. But yeah, and it came up and did that, so, and like, of course, I'm trying to be comforting, so I'm like, yeah, just be yourself, do your thing, and she's fucking crying, and I'm like, so I go over and like try and just immediately go to like give her a pat on the back, because for whatever reason it immediately went like, if it was a family member of mine doing it, that's why I do too, I'd give her like a pat, kind of rub on the back, which in my mind, like in a family member situation, like, yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I've been that place before. It would say it would have been my mom or my brother or hell, even my dad in a situation or two where you're just like, hey man, fuck, I'm right there with you. But when it's someone you don't know, like, at all, well, like, I know them, but I barely ever hang out with them. We just were in the same class. And you just over there like, yeah, man, and you're rubbing their baggage. It's kind of weird. Looking back on it now, I would have been like, the fuck are you doing? Get away don't stop it. But, like, I'm just trying to be nice. And she didn't say anything. She wasn't like, hey, fuck you, get away from me. She was just like, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go do that. And I'm like, yeah, man, you do you. All right. This was fucking weird. It's little things like that. This was something I was thinking about earlier. It's just such a weird thing. It feels like you just don't do that. It wasn't bad, apparently. She didn't hate it. She was like, yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, thanks, man. But it feels weird to me. Just like coming up and fondling someone's fucking ear and hair. Hasao, and yours is weirder because she's asleep. She can't even be like, okay, please don't touch me. I'm saying you're creepy, but we're also alike. So, you know, Merry Christmas to you, Hasao. Rin stirs. Thank you for listening to whatever the fuck that was. Rin stares. Fuck. God damn it. Rin stirs, and I retract my hand and reflex, feeling embarrassed for touching her so casually. My point exactly. Only it took me fucking what? When would that have been? It's like fucking 6 years ago. God damn it. It took me 6 fucking years to figure out that was weird. She looks so vulnerable. Don't say that. That's weird. That's so much worse. If I had said something like that during my story, I would have just been like, no, I'm gonna just delete the recording. Like any sleeping person, it's impossible not to feel fondness towards her. I sit on the desktop of whoever is in front of Rin, then draw the window slightly open to get some fresh air in. Hopefully it'll make her wake up. Hopefully it'll wake her up and I won't need to resort to cruder methods. Like bludgeoning her in the head with a small club like she was a baby seal. She doesn't wake up, but I didn't really expect her to. Looking at her makes me feel tired as well. To be honest, I wouldn't mind a quick nap either, but I content myself with leaning against the large window. Glass is warm against my ear and cheek. Oh, fuck, I hate hearing things are warm. My room is a goddamn furnace right now. As these windows face west toward the setting afternoon sun. The afternoon light is slowly melting into Rin's auburn hair, softening her outline so that she seems to be fading into her surroundings. The minute twitches, the minute twitches, there you go, Shannon. Fucking English language, you dick. Of her muscles, her hair swaying in the air current, the even rhythm of her breathing, it all gives a strong impression of a dreaming girl. Like all sleeping people, Rin looks like she's away from this world in some distant dream country. Welcome to dream country. Yeah, with unicorns and talking corn and corn dogs. Other corn-related things, I guess. With her, it doesn't feel so obvious that she would ever come back. She seems so detached from her surroundings even while she's awake. In fact, she has the same air of her around when the realization hits my consciousness without warning. Rin looks like that when she's painting. Her focused expression gives the same feeling of being on the other side of some imaginary gap as looking at her sleeping face does. I kind of feel a pain in my chest. There's no way you can close the gap to be on the same level with her. It hurts, even though I know that it's impossible for any two people to truly understand each other. You've little fucking faith. Come on, man. Don't you believe in a fairy tale love? That's not a song, but that should be. But it definitely shouldn't have that rhythm or beat. I shouldn't make music. But Rin, she's almost literally in another world when she's talking about art. Thinking about art or making art. It's a world that I or anyone else really can't share with her, just like the world of dreams. Rin still doesn't show any sign of waking up, so I'm faced with the decision to either rouse either way, or wait for her to waken on her own. I choose the latter. Ladders are great, man. DeWalt's? Fucking delicious. I don't even know what that means in relation to a ladder. I usually don't eat them. Waiting is something that I'm good at. I found that out during my hospitalization, but even the hospital ward was more lively than the school after classes are over. The only sounds in this place are the loud ticking of the clock above the door and the distant voices of students down on the grounds. A genuine summer breeze blows inside the window I cracked open, full of warmth and carrying the scent of light. I look outside to see where it came from, but I'm dazzled almost instantly. The window glass seems to trap all the sunlight within, making it painful to look that way. All I can glimpse through the window are the dark silhouettes of the trees and the wall around the campus against the setting sun's radiance. Poetic sumbitch. Even if it's just because you said the word radiance, that's a great word. It's like a great word. Yeah, I was gonna go onto a tangent, but we've done more than enough of that. As I turn back to watch Rin, she stirs again. Oh no. A single tear worms down from the corner of her eye, slowly making its way across her face before it falls onto the desk. That's 2 tears, but, you're only in school. Why should you worry about counting? It's tiny, barely a droplet, but it captivates me. Another tear flows from the first and then a third. A feeling of anxiety comes over me, petrifying me on the spot. It's so strange seeing Rin's face peaceful as she sleeps at the same time as tears stream down her cheeks. Getting the wooden desktop she rests her head on. I don't know what to do. I ended that fucking weirdly. I don't know what to do, so I do nothing. And I just watch the tears roll by one down her cheek. I wonder what she's dreaming about. Rin wakes up after one final flinch, or perhaps because of the tears. What's up? I'm here. Sup. She sits upright and yawns so excessively it looks like her jaw might dislocate. Well, goddamn. She a snake. I knew it. She notices my presence, but her reaction is more like the lack of any reacting at all. It's just an acknowledgement, no startled gasp or anything. Hello. Morning. She's so groggy she can't even return my smile that I somehow can't stretch to be entirely honest. Rin notices her wet cheeks and quickly wipes them on the shoulders of her shirt. It seems she isn't all that surprised or flustered by them. You cried in your sleep? A bad dream? No, it's nothing like that. It's just something I learned to do from other people. It's a funny story, I'll tell you later. On second thought, it's actually not really that funny at all. I guess I won't tell you. That's a bad idea. Stop asking. Didn't you want some, or did you just come watch me sleep? I wanted to see you after classes. Oh. Well, it's after classes now, and I'm seeing you right here. Yeah, I just wanted to say good luck, or something. I figure the upcoming weeks are going to be a lot of work for you. Thank you. Rin yawns again and blinks a few times.
I feel weird. I didn't really sleep much last night at all.
Butterflies in your stomach?
What? No, I mean, yes. I know what that means. Butterflies.
Don't really feel so good now. It'll be fine.
You are so confident. Someday it will bite you right in the ear.
I'll look forward to it.
I think I have to go. I promised Miss Yonji that I go there straight after school, and it's after school now.
Is it okay if I come by sometime? I'm guessing you're planning to work long hours, so if you'd prefer to avoid distractions...
It's okay. It's not a distraction.
Not like Emmy. Don't bring her with you, though.
I wouldn't like that this time. I told her to stay away.
I see. All right then. Rin stands up and silently walks to the door with me following behind. The school's empty hallways, devoid of the usual crowd of students, feel very lonely. It's only a few hours since school ended, but the building seems to be all but deserted. Our footsteps are all that intrudes upon the stillness of the hallways.
Shannon, why?
The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students and teachers to liven it up. It's like the school has become a private world for just the two of us, a desolate place filled with silence and chalk dust.
I'm gonna change.
She says this almost out of the blue, while we walk down the stairs to the third floor, and it makes me wonder how she views this challenge that lies ahead of her. That's what people have to do sometimes. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there's still so much that we could talk about. And even those words drown in the all-encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if it were never said.
That's what your art makes me feel, young lady. Thank you. I think. Nobody's ever said that to me before. I think.
That's all Rin has to say. Something about what the gallery owner says and how she says it makes it sound patronizing to me, but I don't.
Anyway, what a wonderful imagination, though, isn't it?
Fuck. You still going there? Like, still? I've never heard this part of the song ever play in the transition before. I have the soundtrack, so I've heard the song in full. I've never had the transition screen go on this long, though. Goddamn. All right.